So when you first start a business, there's 8 key steps to starting that business. And most people don't think of most of them. I think when you first start a side hustle or business, we've started several businesses. And I remember I was the same way. When I first started a business, which was a woodworking business, I was doing woodworking, doing all this stuff, and it was really fun. The first thing I thought was, I'm just going to get my business name and just start getting a bank account and just go after it. It's like, there's so much.
That would be
more.
nice.
That'd be super nice.
If that's all there was to it.
But there's so much more to it.
There is.
And so there's 8 key steps that you need to do as a business owner just to get your foundation, get a footing going before you can actually do the business. Yeah. Right.
And let's keep in mind too, a lot of these are legally required. Like you have to, it's not just a nice to have.
It's not suggestions. Yeah. There are things you need to do.
Yeah. You have to have them. Otherwise you could get in trouble.
Yeah. And so the first thing obviously is to choose your business name. Right. And sometimes this might come easy. Then you're like, oh, that was really catchy. I really like that name. I'm going to just go with that. Awesome. But there's other things you need to check beforehand, right? So for your business name, go through and make sure that they're available on social media. Go through and make sure that they're available for the domain. Go make sure there's not somebody else using that domain. And then also it might be taken through the state. You have to register with your state. And so if it's already taken, you got to choose a different name because you don't want to be, like the same name as somebody else, but then you add LLC, but it's still the same name or whatever, depending on what you make your business.
And I think we checked on this. Like it does have to be unique in your state.
It does. Yeah. So you go through these steps when you're choosing a business name. It's not just, this is a cool name, I'm going to go for it. Some other things you should consider is if you misspell it because you think it looks cool, that's awesome because it makes you unique, but it also make it a little bit harder to tell people where to find you.
Right.
Like if you use a K instead of a C on something, when you tell someone, hey, this is my website, you have to explain to them every time, spell it this way.
Right.
Which is kind of a pain.
Yeah. All the I's is Y's or, things like that.
And sometimes those businesses are there's big businesses that do that. A lot of businesses do that because it makes you a little unique. But you have to keep that in mind that you're going to have to explain it to someone. Or if they search something, you may not pop up because your name's different. Right?
Yeah, it might, like other companies that might be spelled the correct way might show up before you.
Right. So choosing your business name, step 1, right?
Yep.
Once you have that completed, you need to register your business. That's going through the state and making sure that you have that, your business entity is created, making sure the name is there's a lot of steps to registering your business,
and there's programs out there that do it for you, or you can do it yourself. It's not that hard to do it yourself, but there are some technical jargon that you do have to be aware of, and you might have to do a little bit of research to make sure that you're doing it the right way.
Right.
But yeah, like we talked about Northwest Registered Agents before. They're amazing.
Yep.
Like I use them all the time. And for like registered agent services, which that's something that we'll talk about too. But later,
so you can pay someone to register your business if you're like, I don't have time. I don't want to learn how to do this. The other way, do it yourself. It's a lot cheaper. So there's that, but you are going to spend time doing it. So, and it also depends on what state you're in. Some states require a lot more. Some states require less. So it just depends.
Yeah.
But registering your business would be that next step. On creating your business and getting that foothold.
So then you take care of it on the state level, but there's also the federal level, which is a lot of people hear it as like the EIN number, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you basically register with the IRS saying, hey, here's my business and here's who owns it, and then they give you like a number, and that's kind of your social security number for your business.
Right. And so that number is your tax ID.
Yep.
So that's when you run taxes at the end of the year and have to pay the tax for how much money you brought in for the business. That is that number you'll be using, right?
Yep.
And every business will have one. And you need it. You can't just use it unless you're a sole proprietor and you're just using your social security for that.
Right.
But
there's downsides
to that too.
It's more simple.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of advantages of
And I will say that we are not lawyers, so
correct.
Make sure that you contact a lawyer for real specific advice, but this is just basic information for you to think about and use. After applying for an EIN, you now have to get your sales tax ID.
Yep. So this one is a little nuanced because there are certain things that you do need to collect sales tax for, and certain things that you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it also varies by state. So we won't go into all the little nuances.
Yeah.
But like if you wanted like a basic rule of thumb, like if you're going to be selling physical products, you need a sales tax ID for where you're going to be selling them.
Yeah.
So like if you have a physical storefront, your sales tax, you're going to collect sales tax at your store, so you need to register in your state.
Yeah.
There are some services that are digital that require you to also collect sales tax in your state. And so, yeah, one thing, if you are 100% certain that you don't need to collect sales tax, don't get a sales tax ID.
Yeah.
Because once you do, you have to keep reporting sales tax, even if it's zero, unless you dissolve that sales tax ID, right?
Right.
But so make sure that you check with a business attorney, a CPA, somebody that knows what you need to collect, what you don't need to collect in your specific state, and then go from there on determining whether you need to get a sales tax ID or not.
Right. And then the next would be opening a business bank account. Now that one, you still need a bunch of different things to open up a bank account. You can't just go in, which we've talked to business bankers that they deal with this all the time. A lot of people just come in, say, hey, I want to start a business. I want a bank account. And they're like, well, you need
what's your articles of organization? What's your
Right.
EIN number? All this stuff. Like they need all this information before you can actually open up a business bank account.
So you have to make sure all your ducks are in a row, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to it than just having it. So when you go to open up the bank account, make sure you have your, like everything you just listed, make sure they're in a folder. That's the easiest way. Bring it in. And so when you open it, they can just go through your folders, make copies of all the information they need, and you can open up your bank account.
And we can include a link on a business book that we've put together. We use it for our businesses. It is so nice just to be able to hand it to the person that's opening up your bank account and say, here's all the info you need. And they look at it. And every time I've done this, they look at this book and they're just like, this is perfect. Thank you so much.
Because most of the time, people come in when they're first starting a business and are at least missing one document.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3 or 4. Right. So it's this book is nice because it gives you a structured layout of, okay, I need this. Okay, move on to the next one. Oh, I got to print this out, put this in the book. And then when you go, it's really easy.
Right. This is a book I just put together for myself. And it's like, every business owner needs this. Like, because you also, throughout the years, you're going to be referencing something in that book.
Yeah.
If they're like, oh, what's your EIN number for something, you're going to have to look it up. Or, oh, I need to set up a bank account or not a bank account, but I need to set up a service that requires my bank account routing number, account number. And we have a direct deposit form right in that book that you just flip open to. It's super nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
So after you do that, you need to set up some basic accounting software. Right, like you need a way to collect money when you sell a product. If you're selling a digital product, most of this will be online, right? Like it's a software. So whether that's QuickBooks, FreshBooks, there's a bunch of softwares out there that are great because it keeps everything all housed, and you can go through and select, okay, this. You can connect it to your bank account, and through your bank account, you can, as things come in, you can now organize it. And at the end of the year, when you actually pay taxes, you go to your CPA. It makes life way easier.
Yeah. And there's also some free apps too that are available, like Wave apps.
Yeah.
Free accounting software that's actual accounting software. And it's pretty decent too.
Yeah.
Or if you're very diligent, you can use an Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
Or Google Sheets or whatever. You just have to make sure everything is in there and it's categorized properly. But those are a couple free options out there.
And using Excel, or if you're really old school, trying to write everything, that is so time consuming.
It is.
So getting a already done software that does it for businesses all over the country, those are the easiest ways to do it.
For sure.
It'll cost you a little bit more, but save you a lot of time. And I think that time versus cost area, it's usually easier.
And one advantage to something like FreshBooks or QuickBooks is most accountants are pretty familiar with those platforms. I'd say especially QuickBooks. And so like if like when your business grows, hopefully you can just hand it over to an accountant and they can take it from there.
Yeah.
They're not going to have to input a ton of data from like
Yeah.
an Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
into QuickBooks to get you going. So
Yeah.
if you start out on the right foot, you're just going to be that much better off in the future.
And on top of that, it'll also break down a lot of those softwares, or all the softwares will break down, okay, like this is how much money you're making. This is your cost. This is where, so it'll give you kind of, am I progressing? Am I making good profit, or do I need to adjust my price? You can kind of use their analytics and their printouts to help
That's a
you
good point.
optimize your business.
Yeah.
After that, it's purchasing a domain. Now, this is important. Like you have to be available online, whether that's just a basic website for your service industry, like a plumber, electrician, a trades job. You still need something that they can contact you, a contact form with your information, the services you provide. It can be extremely simple on those websites, but you need a domain for that website. Now, a domain would be your URL. So if you don't know what a domain is, it's the like Google.com, right? Yeah, right. Yourwebsite.com. And you need that. So that's one thing we're talking about, picking a business name to check on the domain as well. And you can do that through a bunch of different services. GoDaddy is obviously a very popular one. You can do it through Squarespace, which is also a Google domain. They're all one now. Yeah. There's a bunch of different ones you can use. And make sure that your domain is available before you really go through the whole process. So that is one of the steps on when you're looking at, okay, what business name should I do? This is check the domain first. You could do these steps and then go purchase your domain. Make sure it's available. And
then kind of to go along with that, like once you do have a custom domain, you can get a custom email address. And so, I mean, a lot of times, a lot of these new businesses will do Gmail or something like that. And, you know, some businesses, that's fine. Like no one cares. But overall, I think it's a really good idea to just take that little extra step. There's free options out there, like Zoho Mail.
Yeah.
You can do up to 5 email addresses for free.
Yeah.
Like get on that, go through the process, just get a custom email address. It makes your business look legit.
Yeah. And even the paid ones are pretty cheap. Like if you go through GoDaddy, it's I think $7.99 a month. If you pay annually, it's even cheaper. So it's like, that's not expensive. Yeah. And then even Google is a little bit more expensive, but if you like it integrated into your Gmail, because you have all Gmails, that's super nice.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, if I'm paying $9 a month, it's like, well, it's $9. But now you have a professional email that people can contact you, whether that's an info at your name at your website, right? So those are 8 steps that you should work through to make sure that, okay, once you have all these in place, you can start doing the business. You can start growing the business, reaching out to get sales, that kind of stuff. But without these in place, it makes life really hard.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the foundation of when you're building a home. Like these are the foundational steps. You got choose your business name, register your business, apply for an EIN, apply for a sales tax ID, open a business bank account, set up basic accounting software, and purchasing a domain. That gives you a great base to start a business.
And so we know that sounds like a lot. We went through 8 steps, and each step has quite a few steps within those steps, right?
Right.
And so what we created was a checklist. And our app.launchingpros.com is now a new app that you can go to, and it breaks all these down. And not only do they break it down, it tracks their check marks. So it actually checks your progress as you go. So as you finish the first step of choosing your business name, you hit check mark and it'll say, like the first step is done. So it fills that in. Then you can go to the next one. Okay, register. And as you go through it, it keeps that record. So you can know where you're at in the process to make sure that you're hitting all the steps properly. And within each one, it gives you good detailed information to whether it's tips, videos that we've done, different things like creating a business email. We have a whole video on there that is a tutorial that you can walk through step by step to complete those things. We know how hard it is as a small business owner to just get started, and this will help ease all that burden just by easily going through each one. Right. And that's what we wanted to focus on, was making it easier for small businesses to get started and to grow. And this is the foundation for that.
It always amazes me, like when I first started my own business, and to see all the steps that were required, I'm like, why why does this not exist anywhere? Like checklists.
Yeah.
Like I just need to know everything I need. And like it just didn't seem to exist out there.
Yeah.
And so, even now after I've set up several businesses, I still forget stuff. Just
For
recently, when I opened up a new business, I forgot to do the sales tax ID.
Yeah.
And so something like this, it's not only good for people who have never opened a business before, but it's good for people who have, because there's so many things to keep track of. We're busy in our day-to-day lives. We get distracted. To have something like this to where you can actually go through, check it off, you can see your progress, you can remember, oh yeah, I've done this, or maybe I need to follow up on this because I remember doing it, but there was one more step that I need to check up on. Just things like that will be so nice for business owners. It'll just make your life that much easier.
Yeah. And this first foundational checklist is completely free. We actually have 2 checklists on there that are completely free. You just go in and sign up. This first step is all about the foundation and getting started. The next step will getting your digital footprint. So creating the website and creating your social media. And we have those available. Not only on the app do we have those, but we have the podcast. You can get the podcast episodes early, which is pretty cool. So if you follow us and you listen to our podcast where we have news, tips, and just how to grow a small business, you get those podcasts early, but we also have articles. And if you ever need help, you can reach out to us for a consultation. So go check out the Launching Pros website or our app, app.launchingpros.com. Sign up for free. Go check it out and start your business and the foundation of your business today. If you like this episode, make sure you like and subscribe below, leave a comment, and share this episode with a friend that's also trying to grow their business.
We want to help as many entrepreneurs learn how to launch and grow their business. So we've created a Launching Pros app at app.launchingpros.com, where we have detailed checklists on not only how to start your business, but on how to grow it. There's free tiers, a lot of great information. Go on app.launchingpros.com to check it out.